I always tell my friends, if you took a picture of me back in the farm at my grandmother's place with a wheelbarrow going to get wood for fire, you wouldn't have pictured me where I am currently.
I'm grateful that I went there because I think being there protected me from so many things.
It was a place where I could be playful, I can enjoy life without having to worry about anything, without having to worry about where I'm gonna get my next meal or whatever.
There's not a lot of peer pressure when you're there, so I think it was, in a way, a safety net for us.
For me, it was a happy place. It was a happy place.
The school was originally founded not just to bring Christ to the children and an education to the children, but even to reach out into the families. So we hope that the children will go home and be ambassadors for Christ to their parents and their families. We also do a lot of work with the families because a child who comes from a home that we consider at risk, maybe at risk for violence, at risk for sexual or emotional abuse, usually it's because the parents are at risk. I mean, they themselves were vulnerable. They didn't get brought up in a proper home. They didn't get brought up probably by parents who really knew how to parent properly. We have a lady on staff, Ceci or Esther, who goes into the homes and she does a lot of work doing parenting skills and giving advice to the parents and ultimately trying to lead them to Christ and praying for their salvation so that they can be a godly home, which obviously would solve a lot of problems. We have a lot of traumatized children who have seen things that a child should never see or have experienced in their young life. We want to see emotional healing for those children.
So most of them, they speak with me. They come to me and they tell me how they feel. So that's where I sit down with them and then I can share with them and comfort them and tell them that there's still hope and they can heal. And God is really doing it. I see God is really healing their hearts. Most of them, they are smiling. I have lots of them that I can point to say this child came here with a baggage of stories, but now she's free or he's free, and they are walking around with smiles.
So for the children, especially those who come from very difficult families or very non-existent families, to live in a large, extended, loving Christian family, I think teaches them much more than we think.
Also, we can see if the child is struggling with at home they don't have clothes or food or something, then also we have clothes from the mission bags and then we can offer help, somehow.
So part of our long-term goal is to continue hiring qualified teachers, but we need the salaries for that. If they need to come and live here, we need staff housing. We are really maximizing every little space possible that we can. Every storeroom is used, every half-built building we're continuing to build to make into a storeroom. The storeroom becomes a classroom or a staff house. So we're really kind of at bursting point.
You walk around out there, you see kids roaming around without any care. So for us, it's a cry to say if we had a more home, then we would draw those children to a place like this whereby we can give them love, care, and safe environment.
You know, I poured everything I have. I still do, but I mean, I pour everything of myself into these kids. It's like a parent does to their child. And you see them go wayward and you're thinking, what have I done? What can I do? It's just so incredibly disheartening and frightening and you're worried about this child and what's going to happen. And then all of a sudden by grade 8, grade 9, they start to calm down. They start to take some responsibility for their life. From having to trust the Lord for a child who's been deeply abused and hurt and horrible things, and seeing God work in their life and come out as they have such a deeper understanding because really day by day, a lot of them have to trust.
You don't need all the right stuff to make a difference. It certainly helps if you have the right tools, but that's not the essence of it. And I think that Dayspring, considering what they have, they're actually doing an amazing amount of good.
I don't regret ever going to Dayspring. I've met great people and we had loads of fun.
I went to school with nothing from my mother's pocket all of my life. And it would be rather selfish for me to just sit and not give back to someone who might need the same opportunity as me.
So in spite of all the things that we're not, and all the things we can't do, and all the things we're probably never going to be able to do, children's lives are changed because they go to Dayspring.